As a beginner artist, there are things that I find essential to my study that I think that could help other beginner artists. So this video is about 3 things that beginner artists should be doing. One of the most important things you can do for yourself as a beginner is to always return to the basics. Not only does this help you in the long run, but it also opens your eyes to things you didn't pick up on before. And I know this can be pretty frustrating, trust me, I get it. I'm still a beginner myself, but the more you go back to the basics, the more you are going to improve. So whatever the basics are for you, those are what you're going to return to. So color theory, form, anatomy, perspective, shape, all of those. If those are the basics of your study, then that's what you return to. You revisit that to build a better foundation in your head and a better understanding of those basics. And I know as a beginner, we always have the rush to go and just draw what we want, because that's why we pick up art, to just draw and have fun. But even professional artists return to the basics because it helps them, give them a proper foundation and give them better flow of understanding, make them more consistent with their art. So if you want to be as consistent as the artists that you admire, you have to always return to the basics, because they are doing the same thing to make sure their skills are honed. Is that even the word, honed? Like a sword, sharp, I would say. So stop being an egoist and get better, kid. When I hear someone say to be consistent, I always thought it just means to draw every day. But the longer I study, I figured out that drawing every day doesn't ensure that you're getting better. You just basically just drawing. Of course, you can get better in that way in some sense, but not enough to where you are putting the fundamentals at use. So when I say be consistent, I mean to be more deliberate with your studies. Like study to actually study, like have an actual structure in your studies. That's what it means to be consistent to me. Like when you are being consistent, it's not just about drawing, it's being consistent in your studies, being consistent in noticing your flaws, being consistent in like knowing how to structure your study, what you need to work on. Like be consistent with yourself entirely to approach studying. It's easy for you to fall into the trap of like studying every day. Like people are gonna tell you, hey, study every day, like draw every day and you're gonna get better. Like it's not as simple as it is. Like I said, take this seriously. Even if you're drawing for 15 minutes, 2 to 15 minutes, even if you're drawing for that amount of time, take those moments and think about what you actually drawing. Every stroke, everything that your reference is saying, how can you interpret it into your art? Like think about your next line that you make. You have to be this deliberate with drawing to get better, because simply just drawing isn't enough, depending on how far you want to take this. It might sound like nonsense for now, but I find this working for me very well and put me more at ease, because I find myself to be lost because I'm not in school for art. So I just scour the internet for any information on art that I can find, from Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere there are artists, I'm there picking up the tips and tricks that they're teaching. But just simply using them and drawing them and basically copying them doesn't teach you anything. Like breaking it down to how they got to that point teach you more, and it keeps you more consistent. If you're consistent with breaking stuff down to how they are formed and how they come to this conclusion, it's will advance you so much to the point that you become unrecognizable to yourself as an artist. You're like, oh my god, like I'm actually doing it, I'm actually learning to draw, I'm actually breaking stuff down. And breaking stuff down as a beginner is the best way to get better. I find it so satisfying to understand how things work in space, what shapes make these things that I want to draw. Staying consistent in that like help me improve, and I think it will help you improve too. So be more deliberate with your studies and be more consistent with your studies. Not just drawing in repetition, but drawing with the purpose of getting better and with the purpose of breaking stuff down. And being consistent with that will improve you as an artist. watch any type of content creator or read any manga, comic book, or any form of media that you enjoy that is produced by somebody, you will know how essential it is to take breaks. I cannot stress this enough. As a beginner, breaks are going to be what certify you as an artist in the learn charm. I'm telling you, sometimes taking breaks just open my mind, and just my mind is rest. Like all the information start flowing, everything I learned, things I forgot I learned start coming back to me. That's why it is essential to take breaks. As a beginner, you are going to feel this need to catch up to your peers. You are going to feel this need to be good, especially if you are older like I am. You're going to find yourself being like, damn, if I don't get good now, was it all worth it? And you're going to basically just let art consume you. That's a good thing. Art consuming you is a good thing, but it depends on how. Not taking breaks and always drawing, even if you burnt out, is not good. So make sure you take your breaks, because even your favorite artists are doing it. Even your favorite content creators are doing it. So that means you can do it too. You can take breaks. I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. Not taking breaks is not gonna make you any better. It's just gonna kill your drive to draw. It might even make you quit drawing if it basically becomes toxic for you to draw. The environment is gonna stress your mind out. It might even give you migraines thinking about drawing, because you're not letting your body rest and your mind rest to basically take all this information in there. Your mind is not a computer. Even computers need updates, and they need their drives update. So imagine you as a person who don't have drive update. The only time you have a drive update is to sleep on it, or to basically learn something new. But still, you need your rest. And in the meantime, while you're taking a rest, you don't have to completely take a rest from doing any other hobby. You're just taking a break from art. So go learn how to make some music. Go learn how to, be better in literature, or write a book or something. You can do other things. Just remove yourself from this environment that you let consume you for a while, and learning something else can actually benefit you to basically get your mind off the information you just take in. I don't know if that even is a good thing to say. Like, maybe you just need a complete rest. But as long as you're staying away from drawing too much and not letting it get to the point where you don't like the environment, then it's a good thing, and basically ease your way back into it. Well, that's the end of the video. And remember, you have 3 things that are essential to you right now as a beginner: the basics, consistency, and taking breaks. You might have other priorities, whatever works for you, whatever you find that fits your environment. But if these are things that you need to input into your environment of study, then do it, or find something else that works best for you. There's a lot of voices on how to approach art, and I'm a beginner telling you this, so I'm not a professional. There are probably way more qualified people that you could go to that could tell you how to approach this. But these work for me as a beginner, so take it with a grain of salt. They might also work for you, but that doesn't mean it's the all or be all. Is that even the saying? Yeah, whatever. Happy studying, and I'll see you later.
Okay, Mr. Essay, I say, prepare to be written! I'm doing it! Yeah! In some of these, in some of these. Almost there, and done. Now let's see how it looks so far. The